What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dominic Peterson, host of the Duck Zone 503 podcast, where we talk all things Oregon football. If it's your first time in or a long time viewing, welcome in. Please hit that like and subscribe button down below. Really helps with the algorithm, but most importantly, telling your friends and family about the Duck Zone 503 podcast on YouTube. All right, guys, on today's episode, I'm sitting down with a very special guest today. I got 2024 three-star edge and Oregon Ducks commit Jaxson Jones in the building. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
100%, man. Real excited to get you on. 2023 class is just about wrapped up. National Signing Days passed, and now we're getting on to the 2024 guys. And you're joining the class, one of a couple guys here, but you're the most recent commit after your visit on campus to Oregon. So we're gonna go ahead and get to know who you are. Jaxson Jones is standing 6'3", 215 pounds. Do we have an update, by the way? I always like to ask if we have an update on that.
220 now.
Sweet, 220 now. So 6'3", 220, coming out of Yuma Catholic High School out there in Yuma, Arizona. He announced his commitment to the Ducks on January 29th, real recent here. Right after his visit to Oregon, he flipped his commitment after decommitting from Washington. He went ahead and flipped to Oregon. So nice bragging rights for Duck fans there, right? That's always great to see that happen. And the 247 Sports Composite has you listed as the number 35th ranked edge in the 2024 class, number 9 player in Arizona, and number 548th player nationally. So big time rankings. I could see your name steadily going up on that board just watching your film. So going to be excited to watch you on the rankings here. So Jaxson, on just start out this podcast, I always like to get to know your personal life just a little bit here, and where you kind of started playing football. Like, what age did you start picking up the game?
Man, when I was 5, my mom signed me up for flag football, and
Oh wow,
ever since then, she said I just loved it. So I've been playing ever since then. I started playing tackle in second grade.
man, it
So
started real
yeah,
early.
so
That's awesome, man. So you're starting out
yeah,
early, developing those skills real early on. What age did you probably start to realize that you're becoming elite at this game, and maybe probably passing your peers in the sport?
I would say around 8th grade is when I actually started to realize.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Is there like a certain play or a certain story you could give us, maybe where you kind of realize like that man, this is really where I can go with this?
I think it was more of just I was just having a really good season,
Okay,
and then
yeah,
just
statistically.
thinking about it. You know, I ended up hang on, hold up.
Oh yeah, you're
All right.
good. 100%.
All right. Yeah, but I was just having a really good season, so my dad played in the NFL. So, I
Yeah.
was just thinking about putting it all together. I was like, man, I think I could really just do something with football and honestly go somewhere.
Yeah, so you just spoke about your dad a little bit. I wanted to get into that 100%. Speak about, your father Daniel Jones Jr. How much has he helped you in the game of football, and just speak about his story a little bit and who he is.
Oh man, I mean, my dad, he played junior college at Mesa Community College. He was all American receiver there. Went to Utah, man, he balled out there. Played in the
100%.
NFL for the Rams and the Buccaneers. So, growing up with him, he's always been teaching me. He's always been working with me. We've always been working out, trying to get better at what we do. And he's been there. He's been there for me in the recruiting process because he's been through it already. So it's been an honor having him be able to help me throughout this whole thing.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, Daniel Jones Jr. So you said he was at Utah Ute?
Yeah, he was.
Oh wow, okay. So some more Pac-12 history there. That's always great. I don't think they were in the Pac-12 when he played. I don't think so. But the Utah Utes,
They
man,
weren't.
they're becoming a big time rival for the Ducks so far, and the Utes look good, man, winning the last couple conference championships and stuff like that. So he goes on to the NFL. You said he played for the Rams and the Bucks.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's big time, man. Do you know around what years he was
I think
playing?
it was 2000. I think that's when he started.
Okay, sweet, man. Yeah, I should have break some notes down and really dove into your father, but man, that's awesome. I did see his Twitter a little bit and see that he played in the NFL.
Mhm.
So that's got to be a big help with you developing your game, and probably a big reason why you started early on. That's awesome. What's probably 3
Yes,
reasons you
sir.
like to play football?
3 reasons, man. I just like the aggressive part of it. You can go out there and hit somebody. And, it's just you won't get in trouble for it. It's just you can go out there and be yourself, kind of.
Oh yeah.
Um, I mean, one, I've been wanting to be like my dad since I was very little. That's just one of the things. And three, I just love it. I mean, I've always just loved the game.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, just like, the pure love for it, getting to hit somebody, not get in trouble, that's always great. And then, looking up to your father, that's always awesome, man, having that role model there. Where do you feel most confident in your game when you step onto the field?
Man, I just think coming off the edge, I just don't think I can be stopped if I'm being honest with myself. But there's always room for improvement. But as of right now, it's just where I feel like I'm at.
100%, man. You being a big time player, you probably got to be a really good team captain for your team. What qualities do you feel make a good team captain?
I just think leading by example, that's a big one for me and my team. Also, just giving full effort all the time, just stuff like that. Showing up to every workout, stuff like that, and not missing anything. Those probably are the main three that we stress on our team, being a captain.
100%. Yeah, putting on all that extra effort. Love to hear it. All right, so let's go ahead and switch gears here a little bit and talk about Oregon football. Just took a recent visit with the Ducks. We're on campus. Sweet picks, by the way, is really dope. Let's just talk about like your relationship with the coaches. What coaches did you talk to? What were those conversations like, and how did that go down?
Man, I've talked three coaches I mostly talked to: Coach Lanning, obviously, Coach Lupoy, and Coach Cam. You
Okay,
know, Coach Cam, I hung out with him a lot for the trip. He's really cool. He's a real dude. I like him a lot. He was real honest.
you're good.
Was really fake about it. But all the coaches as a whole, I feel like they're just telling me the truth. They're
No worries. Getting a phone call looks like. Okay, no worries. Dude. I know phone calls come in on these Zoom calls all the time. It happens. So it's no
yeah,
worries. But yeah, no, you were just talking about your relationship with the coaches, Dan, Coach Dan, Coach Tosh, and Cam.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So how's your relationship with them? What were the conversations like on that visit? And when did that start? When did that relationship start? When did those conversations start with those coaches?
I mean, at first I started talking to Coach Somerville back when I first got offered.
Okay,
It was talking to him a lot. He's my area coach. So, I was getting to know him a lot. And then as I got a little bit closer to my visit, I started talking to Coach Lupoy, Coach Cam, got involved a little bit more. But I like every coach there. It was just they built a great environment. I just feel like every time I was talking to them, it was like they weren't trying to hide anything. I can ask them anything; they were going to answer it no matter what. There was no hesitation in their answers. Like it was just everything was perfect.
love it, 100%. You said it started with Jordan Somerville, Oregon analyst for anybody who doesn't know out there. But Somerville, yeah, talk about him, your relationship with him and how important that is for you getting connected with Oregon because that, those analysts, not a lot of people know, but those analysts are the starter, the spark of the fire to get that recruiting process going with the university seems like a lot of the times more than not. So yeah, talk about Jordan a little bit.
Yeah. So when he hit me up at first, he offered me and all that, and said he wanted to stay in touch. But usually a lot of coaches say, "Oh, I want to stay in touch," and then they don't talk. They don't talk to you anymore. But with
Yeah.
him, the next day he was texting me, he was calling me. We were just building that relationship for a few months. We talked and texted, you know, frequently for like weeks, few months. But he was just telling me about the program. He asked a lot about me and my family more than he wanted to ask about football, which
Okay.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So he was a cool guy. Getting to know him.
Yeah, I keeps it real genuine, when they're asking about family most of the time and then, how you
Hmm.
are and how you're doing. That's always a good sign. You spoke about, you got to talk about you got to talk with the main guy, Dan Lanning, right? Dan Lanning. What's your thoughts on Lanning?
Oh, I love Coach Lanning, man. So we talked to him. I had a meeting in his office. He was just telling us about his plans with Oregon. Telling me he didn't plan on leaving anytime soon, stuff like that.
Oh, that's
You
good.
know,
That's good
just,
to
just
hear.
talking about where he saw me playing and just stuff like that. And I felt like it was all perfect. What we wanted to hear, just for my college time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and it sounded like your dad had a really good relationship with those guys as well. Did they talk about, maybe some schematics and what they're planning to do with you with scheme wise of things? Because it seemed like that was a good pitch for your recruitment where you wanted to go. and how a team's gonna use
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So they really said that mainly they wanted to use me off the edge, going to get the quarterback, set violent edges, every now and then drop into coverage, which is perfect for me because I don't want to be one of those linebackers who's mostly going in coverage and not really rushing because I feel like my strong point is rushing the quarterback. So that was like a real thing that I feel like I felt good with there.
Okay, 100%, man. And as I'm watching this timeline, you go, I see the decommitment from Washington, then the visit happens, and then you commit to Oregon. That is a really great timeline. Do you want to fill us in maybe on a couple details there, like maybe what happened with Washington in that situation, and then was it because you were going on this Oregon visit or not? Like, just fill Duck fans in maybe what was going on there.
I just felt like Washington wasn't the place for me, honestly, to go play football and go build a career after football. So we decommitted, planned the visit to Oregon. We had that plan before I decommitted,
Okay.
but you know, I felt like we didn't plan on committing on the Oregon trip. That was like the last thought in my mind was committing to Oregon on this trip. But
Okay.
we went up there. It was 2 days in. I'm just like, man, I'm blown away. I'm shocked. I'm just like, I want to do this. Like, I don't go. I don't want to go see any more schools. I don't want like. I just want to go to Oregon. So we
Okay.
ended up
Yeah.
committing and like,
Did anybody stop you for a second though, or did you ever stop and think, okay, wait, I just went on this visit. Maybe everything sounds good right now in my head, but I got a long time in my recruitment process. Like, should I really commit? Did that ever come into mind?
yeah, the Coach Cam told me straight up. He was like, man, it's early. I mean, you just got here. Are you sure you wanted to do this? Like, he's like, go ahead and think about it for a little bit.
Awesome.
Then I talked to my dad, and we felt like it was the right thing to do.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, now that you're all board, you're committed. Any guys on the team currently that you're connected with, maybe, or any active players, new players on the 2023 cycle coming in. Any guys you connected with, maybe?
I follow a few. They called me back, but we're not really connecting like that yet.
Okay.
I plan to go when I go up for the spring game. I plan to connect with them a little bit more.
Oh, sweet. So you're planning on coming in the spring game.
Yes, sir.
Sweet. That sounds dope. Yeah, I'll try to make it there too. So that's gonna be awesome, man. Speaking about, your class 2024 guys, any recruits in the 24 cycle that you're trying to bring to Oregon?
Honestly, there's a few. I don't want to put their business out there. So, I don't want to say any names, but
Okay.
I think there's a few who might be coming to Oregon. From
Okay.
Arizona.
I know one, Elijah Rushing right there in Arizona plays your
Hmm.
position, Elijah Rushing, right? That's one guy that I have my eye on for sure, right there in your state as well. So that's gonna be a big one. What is one thing you maybe feel like you need to work on your game coming into Oregon?
I think I need to work on my hand fighting a lot more, just because where I go to high school, the linemen, aren't the best, so I can get away with not fighting my hands. So I think I need to work on that before I get to college because when I get to college, the linemen are going to be able to get their hands up and fight.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, hand placement, all that really important. How about any opponents in specific that you're really looking forward to playing when you become a Duck? Any specific opponents?
Man, definitely Utah, just because my dad played there. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's
Utah. That's always a big one.
yeah,
100%.
that's probably the one school I want to play a lot, just because he played there.
Yeah, it's becoming a deep rivalry with the fans too.
Yeah,
It's really brewing. How was your recruiting process with Oregon overall? Like I know you just went on this recent visit, but how long has it been stretched out with Oregon? How long ago did they really hit you up? And um, you know, what eventually like was the main factor for you to commit?
man, the process it's been going strong since the second I was offered. The process has been going strong. I
Great.
think I was offered 2 or 3 weeks into September, somewhere
Okay.
somewhere around there, I think so.
In the
But
fall.
ever since I got that offer, it was just, man, calling, texting, building a relationship was perfect. I just think that the process was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot,
100%,
and
man. And on your visit, you said everything felt perfect, really connected. What's one thing that really stood out to you the most on that visit?
man, the facilities they were just everything about them was crazy. Like there was just nothing you can take away from it, honestly.
100%. Yeah, the facilities are always something to see. I love going to see those. And last question I have for you here is, what goals do you have set for yourself for your next season?
Man, I want 20 sacks. I
Oh
finished with
wow.
18 this year, and my goal was 20. So I
Yeah.
want 20. I want to hit that 20 mark before I leave.
Okay.
At my school, there's a like a whole all-time sack record for your high school career. I think the record is 28,
Oh man.
somewhere around there, somewhere around
Okay.
there. And right now I'm at for in a season. Oh no, it's like 40 something for all time, and I think I'm at like 30 something. So
Oh wow. Okay, getting there.
yeah,
Yeah,
I want to
that'd be
get
big.
that. I want to get that.
Yeah, that would be
And then
big time. That would be big time, man. Well, Jaxson, I really appreciate you coming on, explaining, how your recruitment process went down, a little bit of your visit, and a little bit of your personal life as well. Always like to get, these guys on and let Duck fans, get to know who you are, because recruiting, it's like, man, it's like a revolving door. It's getting hard to know
yep.
who the actual player is. So it's always good to get on here and really know who you guys are and follow you guys and watch you guys become Ducks. So appreciate it again, Jaxson. Do you want to shout out any of your social medias so Duck fans can go follow you?
Instagram, Jaxson Jones 80.
Boom.
You spell that JAXSON JONES.
There you
So
go. Jaxson Jones 80. Go follow that, Duck fans. Also, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the share button. Also, most importantly, word of mouth, guys, telling your friends and family about the podcast. Just simply telling, hey, you guys seen that Oregon football podcast? Duck Zone. All right. As always, guys, go Ducks. Can I get a go Ducks from you, Jaxson?
go Ducks, man.
Yes, sir. I'll see everybody in the next podcast.